All right, I'm back for Dusty Us's ongoing coverage of the Blast TV Austin Major Stage 1. I'm here with Call Me Sue of Lynn Vision ahead of his match tomorrow. So, to start, good to see you again from IEM Dallas. Relatively little time between those two events for Lynn Vision. Um, Following elimination from IEM Dallas, what has your team been up to since we last saw you?
We spent lots of times boot camping in LA. Then we were screaming every day from the morning to the night, and just do reflections and prepare like more for the major. Yeah.
So, you didn't go all the way back to China after Dallas, right? Where were you boot camping, and have you just been scrimming in NA, or what's been like the game plan for the team?
Yeah, we're just been screaming like all day long, and then do reflections. We didn't go back because the most of the good teams are still staying in NA, so we can get like better screaming in qualities in NA. Yeah.
And you told me earlier you were boot camping at Team Liquid's facility in Los Angeles. How'd that come to pass? Did you just borrow it from them? Did they come out and did they offer it to you guys? What was sort of the arrangement ahead of your first major?
No, we contact them first, so they just rent us like a part of the facility, and then we just use it every day. Yeah.
And this has been a big month for you. IM Dallas was your first S tier event, just a couple weeks ago now, and you're already at your first major. You already told me previously that you felt like you had a pretty easy road to the major from the Asian MRQ. But now that you're at your first major, how are you feeling about that achievement of being here in Austin?
I feel very excited about it, and our expectation for major is get out of stage one. Yeah.
Recently, we've seen, I think, China have a pretty good upswing in their performances. Tyloo's been doing very well in China, and they've been putting up some decent performances against, the Mongolian teams and the other Asian teams. And Lynn Vision itself has shown, impressive growth from last year. So I think a lot of fans here will be looking at the Chinese teams to sort of gauge, if China's almost, relevant again in World Counter-Strike. Does that put extra pressure on your shoulders here to sort of be showing off China after, such a historic moment for them to have their first major, back in November?
Of course, we got some like pressure because we have like a huge amount of followers. Then they expect us to do better. So, for us, we have to do our best to perform well. Otherwise, we don't want to let our followers down. And so, we got some pressure out of it. Yeah.
And what is your expectation for this event? Do you think you have what it takes to go to stage 2 or beyond?
We expect Tyloo and us both made it to stage two. Yeah, that's our expectation, and I think our followers also expect us to do that.
Yeah, that's a pretty bold prediction. We haven't seen an Asian team that isn't the Mongols do so well at the major in some time. Do you think that speaks to like the improvement in the Chinese scene over the last year?
Um, I think like the rise of like both two teams starting like this year, like after the Shanghai Major, according to like the team changes, and then other like um, I don't know how their system works, but for us, we just like spend more time, and then our starting having like team chemistry.
Shortly after your elimination from IM Dallas, we saw the opening matchups change due to Bestia not having their visas in place. So now you'll be facing Legacy tomorrow. How are you feeling about that match against Legacy?
We've been preparing for them. Of course, they are also like a decent or strong teams, and then still we expect us to win against them.
Of course, back in China, you don't get to play a lot of teams that do the European or the Brazilian play style. But you've been in North America these last couple of days, training in Los Angeles. Have you had a chance to scrim against any Brazilian teams to give you some insight ahead of that match?
I don't think we scrim against any Brazilian teams, but different teams, like the style is different, so we try to like get used to like a how do you say, like American or European teams, and think we are in like a right form to like play against them, I think.
And then finally, how are you feeling about your own individual form ahead of your first major?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I think I'll having like good uh, good good form to play it. Yeah.
A simple answer ahead of their first match against Legacy tomorrow. I wish you guys luck. Thanks so much for your time.